This week, the Senate advanced what is being called the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, a sweeping piece of legislation that, if passed, would rewire the tax code, federal spending priorities, social programs, and the nation's long-term debt outlook. It's massive, nearly 1,000 pages, rushed and controversial, even within the party that crafted it. But I'm not here to talk politics. I'm here to talk patterns, power, and the quiet architecture of economic change. Let's start with what's easiest to sell: tax cuts. The bill makes permanent the tax reductions first passed in 2017, cuts that were always designed to sunset in 2025. Now they're back, and they're forever. That includes corporate breaks, expanded standard deductions, and modest increases in the child tax credit. On paper, these are popular. Who doesn't like keeping more of their paycheck? Temporary tax breaks for tipped workers and overtime, they expire in 2028. Deductions for seniors, also temporary. Car loan interest, the same. In other words, the beautiful part of this bill is on a timer. The structure is clear. Make the sweet parts look permanent, hide the expiration dates in the fine print. This bill proposes the largest debt ceiling increase in U.S. history, $5 trillion. To put that in perspective, that's the size of the U.S. economy back in 1999. And that debt comes with a side of $150 billion in additional military spending and a vague line item for a new defense system, nicknamed the Golden Dome. Defense funding is always politically safer than food assistance or healthcare, but the cost is real and long-term. And here's the contradiction. This bill is sold as a fiscally responsible, growth-focused package, yet by its own numbers, it adds up to $4.5 trillion to the national debt over the next 10 years. That's not an oversight. That's a design. This bill doesn't just spend, it shifts burden. Medicaid eligibility gets stricter. SNAP, the food assistance program, adds more work requirements and gives states less flexibility to respond to need. These aren't minor tweaks. They're structural limitations that could affect millions of low-income households. And let's be clear, these cuts don't go to deficit reduction. They go to pay for tax breaks. You give with one hand, you take with the other. That's not reform. That's redistribution, just not the kind often talked about. There's also a strategic rollback of clean energy incentives. The bill ends several green tax credits passed in recent years, including one meant to jumpstart clean hydrogen. These changes are framed as trimming fat or correcting overreach, but in reality, they kneecap industries designed to lead future economic growth and climate adaptation. Meanwhile, fossil fuel subsidies remain untouched. That's not fiscal policy, that's a signal. The bill advanced in the Senate with a 51-49 vote, barely scraping by. Even within the majority party, it's controversial. Senators opposed it due to its cost, complexity, or the rushed way it's being handled. Let me repeat, this is a nearly 1,100-page law impacting every taxpayer, every social program, and the debt future of every child born today, and it's being fast-tracked before July 4th. Why? Because once fireworks go off, the noise drowns out the fine print. When you zoom out, the strategy becomes clearer. Cut taxes now, shift costs to the poor, expand defense and executive flexibility, borrow trillions more, move fast so opposition has no time to organize. This bill isn't just policy. It's a statement of values about who wins, who waits, and who pays later. The name of this bill, One Big Beautiful Bill, sounds like a branding slogan. It's clean. It's shiny. It sounds like something you'd hang on a wall, not bury in 1,000 pages of legislative text. But make no mistake, what's beautiful to the powerful often comes at a cost to the voiceless. This bill won't end America, but it will quietly shift its center of gravity, away from shared responsibility toward concentrated benefit. And you may not notice it until it's already passed.